Hello YouTube, it's Sarah. Today I am filming my November wrap-up. Technically I am filming this early, so the last two books I am currently reading, but am bound and determined to finish before the end of this month because currently I've only finished 2 books. So if I can finish these last 2 books, I will have finished 4 books in the month of November. So let's just keep this short and get right into it. The first book that I finished is Stormfront by Jim Butcher. I was recommended this. I listened to the Audible audiobook narrated by James Marsters, which some of you may know from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Overall, I loved the performance of it, loved the story. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I finished was another audiobook. This is Play Dead by Ian Fraser, narrated by Natalie Ross. This is the first book in a trilogy. I do have all 3 as ebooks and had downloaded the audio version as part of the Whisper sync thing, but I never used it while I listened to it, so I ended up listening to the full thing in audio, and I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue or not. The beginning was kind of hard to follow, which may have had to do that I couldn't really tell the difference between some of the voices, so some of the characters sounded very similar, so it was very hard to, when there was a sudden shift in what characters were involved in the scene and who was narrating, it was hard to catch up or figure out that you're over here with these characters and not over here or whatnot. So that was kind of hard for me, and so I'm not sure if that was kind of why. So it took me a while to actually get into the book because I had to keep like pulling myself away and like backing up and trying to re-listen to it and figure out what the heck was going on, what characters were involved in the scene and whatnot. And usually the other thing with audiobooks is I'm usually doing other things while I'm listening to the audiobook. This one I would say requires a little more attention up front, so you can't be doing complex tasks. So that was something that I tried to keep out like as an aside and not have it affect the rating, but because it was hard for me to get into the story, I think it kind of affected the rating. So I might continue and kind of give it another shot. I do not have the audio versions for the next 2, at least not currently, so I would probably read those as an ebook. So yeah, I gave this first one 3 out of 5. The first book I'm going to bring up is the last Death Note Volume 6. This is the Black Edition. I can already tell you it's going to be probably 4 or 5 stars out of 5 because I'm loving the series, and now it's all coming to a head. It's all being wrapped up. I'm excited and sad at the same time. Like, I want to see if the police actually catch Light as being Kira and whatnot, or if they figure it out, do they let him go because they can't really prove it, and he's using a Shinigami notebook to write down names. Like, can you even prosecute that? Can you prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that that's how he's doing it and that it's him? So it'll be interesting to see how it all comes together. So stay tuned to my social media and you'll probably see a review of the whole series on my blog, or maybe as a video later on. I haven't quite decided yet, but I will definitely, probably, most likely put something together. So those are the books that I have, hopefully, finished for the month of November, and hopefully have caught up somewhat on my Goodreads reading goal, and hoping that Benchathon will also help with that. I will see you soon with a new video. TTFN!